everybody, and welcome to Eureka Springs channel. And I'm Melody Purdy. And this afternoon, I wanted to bring to you guys a wonderful school here in Eureka Springs. It's called Clear Springs School. And I wanted to talk with Jessica Fitzpatrick, who is the head of school there, to ask her a few questions about how things are going for them. And so I'm going to bring Jessica on board. Hey, Jessica.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Welcome back to the States. You spent some time in New Zealand, and we're glad to have you back in the States and fully on board at Clear Springs School. So welcome home.
Well, thank you. I'm really happy and excited to be back and at Clear Springs. So it really is home.
It is. And so there's so much going on in our world right now. I wanted to bring you on board to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, because everybody's curious. So the big question in everybody's mind, are you going to open?
Yes. The answer is we're opening. We did push back our start date to September 1st, which was just 2 weeks later than we were planning this year. And we are coming back to school with our small class sizes and outdoor focus of education, but also with an option for families that aren't ready to come back in person. Virtual learning through what we're going to hope to have cameras into the classroom so they can join for parts of the day and also have work that they follow along with at home.
Wow, that's a whole new way of being, isn't it? I mean, we've been hearing that everybody's going to have to adjust. So how many kids do you have enrolled right now?
Yeah, we have about 50 to 55 students enrolled at the moment. Of course, some of those families are questioning whether they're ready to come back, but I imagine we'll have pretty full class sizes for us, which is 12 students. So those numbers keep us at a good ratio and under the state regulations or the state recommendations for students in the classroom at the moment.
So that really brings me to my next question is, have you had any communication with the state, and have you had any assistance in navigating all this?
We have been in communication with the public school. So David Gilmore has been really great about communicating with me about what they're doing and keeping me in the loop as far as anything that's going on with the Arkansas education. But really, we took it upon ourselves to have a COVID response team, which is some of our teachers, board members, and a local nurse, Cheryl Hoyt, has joined. And we have been meeting regularly throughout the summer to look at the CDC guidelines, the school itself, what we can do, what's best, and our best guess at the moment of the best and healthiest way to come back to school, or if it's even safe. And so, like I said, we've been meeting throughout the summer, and we have been sending to our parents updates and the plans that we have in place at the moment.
Well, that's a lot of people that are with a lot of talent and a lot of insight that you've got on board. I'm glad you've got so many people that are kind of gathering together to help plan all this out. You're very lucky to have all those wonderful people. Know a lot of those folks that you named, and they are very knowledgeable people in their field. So glad you got them on board. That's nice.
Yeah, it's not a decision I could do alone. This really is something that takes a group to think through, just strategize what's best. Yeah.
Right. So, what do you think? What are the parents saying about this? What's the communication like there? What are they telling you?
Right now, my sense from parents is they're really anxious. They don't know what to do, and they don't know what's safe, healthy, emotionally, physically for their kids. A lot of parents want their kids to come back to school, but they're just not sure if it's the right time to do it and what's going to happen after they go back to school, because we've all been in these little bubbles, I think, and I think there'll be some almost trauma and difficulty in when we start to interact with one another again. So some parents are really ready to come back, and some parents have or families have circumstances or situations that make it more worrisome for them, whether it's sick family members or elder grandparents and things like that, that make them really not ready to come back in. But luckily, I think we're small enough and flexible enough that we can work with families to hopefully meet the needs that they have. But I also know it's a financial issue. For some families, if they're going to stay home, that means they're losing work. And so I know they have real concerns about tuition. And so we have worked really hard this year to make sure we have more scholarships available and more financial aid for families that are going to need it, especially for this fall semester.
And historically, you guys have been really, really helpful in that department. And I know that that's what a lot of your fundraising goes towards, is those scholarships, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people are struggling right now. And so I would say that that would probably be a big issue for y'all right now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
For us, somehow we lucked out. This year, our big fundraiser happened the beginning of March. It was probably one of the last big public fundraisers in town that people were.
It's true. You did catch it before we went south, so to speak.
And we in a better position this year than we have been in several years. So I feel good about our stability financially at the moment. I just worry for our families who are worried this year about that. They just don't know. And that's, I think, the place where we all find ourselves in this situation is we just don't know what's going to happen. Is it over this month, next month, the winter, the spring? And it seems like it's always an update. It's always something new. And that's so hard just on us, I think all of us emotionally, to respond to the constant, craziness that's being thrown at us. And so I think we're really trying as a school to be able to provide that stability for families and to let them know we're going to be here and we're here for them, and that we're going to make it through this year and provide, a safe, fun learning environment for their families, for their whole family, really, hopefully through this crisis.
Exactly. And so I would think, as a kid going back to school, I mean, we see so many things on the television, and I'm just thinking, as a kid, I mean, I would think, how do you talk to the kids right now about going back to school? What are some things that parents can be saying to their children right now that you think would be helpful for them?
Yeah, I think it's really important to let kids really guide those kind of conversations, because you don't want to inundate them with too much information that scares them. But you can ask them questions like, well, what are you worried about? Or what have you heard? And what does that make you think? And ask them the why questions without being too pushy or scary about it, but say, yeah, people are really worried. What do you think we could do to help?
Right.
And so really you shouldn't hide from those conversations with children, even young children, because they pick up on what's going around, and they feel people's stress and tension. And so it's actually more scary to them, I think, if you try not to have those conversations with them. So I think talking about it is important, but not oversharing, right? Not giving.
Got it. Just a little bit of balance in that conversation, then, for sure. Yeah. And I would think that their ages too would make a big difference also. So, that brings me to my next question. I mean, the scholarship issues, are there any needs that you have that the community can help you with, whether it be for the school itself, for the kids, or for the parents even? Or how can we help during this time as a community for you, Jessica?
Well, it's been a big shift to move a lot of our curriculum at the end of the semester last year into online learning. And so we did find there were some families that didn't have enough technology at home to follow along. So we were able to send home Chromebooks with most of the students, but some families didn't have internet, and the Chromebooks don't work without internet. So the library has those hotspots, and we're looking into purchasing a couple hotspots to be able to send home with families. But I think they cost about $60 or so a piece, and then you have to pay for the hotspot itself. But we're looking
Correct.
into, and also getting a few. We're looking to get more iPads so that we can actually send those iPads home preloaded with the
Okay.
app that they use in the classroom, and that the teachers will show the kids how to use them at school and then be able to send it. They just follow along at home. Right now, we only have enough for about half of the students. We need about
Okay.
12 more iPads for the elementary
Okay.
students. Yeah.
So if you're out there listening and you might want to do a gift in kind to Clear Spring School, that'd be a great gift to be able to give to the school. I wanted to point you guys to their website here at Clear Springs. We've got clearspringschool.org. And Jessica, I'm showing them the screen. I don't know if you can see it too, but it looks like you guys are allowing people to come by and take a look at the school.
Yes, they just need to call or email, and Stephanie will arrange a tour and a visit with me, and I can
Okay.
either talk to you in person or in Zoom, or you can come to school, and I'll be happy to give you a tour of campus at the moment and talk about what we do, how we do it, and why we do it.
Okay. And also, I wanted to also show you guys, they do have a giving page if you want to look there and make a gift to Clear Spring School. Lots of information here on the page there about some of the opportunities and needs that you have on an ongoing basis, even without a crisis going on, right, Jessica?
Right.
Yeah, lots of things. All right. So there's a great opportunity there for you guys to go check out that page and have an opportunity to give and help out Clear Springs. Well, Jessica, I appreciate all the hard work that you are giving to the community and to those kids. I know that they're all very thrilled to have you on board, and
Thank you.
I'm glad you have such a wonderful team of people helping you out.
Can I add
So,
one thing? I do
yes,
focus on the fact that a lot of our curriculum is outdoor anyway.
yeah,
And so when we come back to school, a lot of our time is going to be spent outside. We've built a new outdoor classroom last year, and we've got we're getting more picnic tables so that we can just have class outside. And so
that's awesome.
our
That's
campus
great.
is nice and large. We have a lot of outdoor space, and so that really means that we can be outside and be safer. So that'll be like weather permitting. That's what you'll
I
find.
love that. I love that. I love that. Well, recess was always my favorite class. So I would feel like if I'm outdoors, I'm at recess too.
Yeah, well,
But if I've got added learning on there, that's awesome too. And Clear Springs is kind of known for that hands-on learning. Just briefly describe what does differentiate you from other school systems. If you could just briefly add that to our conversation today for somebody that is not familiar with Clear Springs.
Yeah, just briefly.
Yeah, I know it's hard to do. Sorry.
Hands-on and hearts engaged. So it's based on John Dewey's model of progressive education, and that's experiential learning. So that recognizes that students come to you already with knowledge and skills and interests, and your job as a school and a teacher is to nurture those and grow those with the students. But based on where they are, we meet students where they are, and so we're also not quantitative so much. We focus on the quality of the interactions. We focus on development of the whole child, of social, emotional learning, of getting along with others, communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and character. Those are really the core of what we do. And we recognize that learning is not just academic, it's also societal. It's also social and emotional. It's a response to the community you live in and a connection to it. And so that's really at the heart of what we do.
Boy, I would have given anything to have gone to your school. Would have given anything. It's just, I could always come back, I guess, couldn't I? Yeah. All right. And I'm sure you do have volunteer opportunities for those out in the community that would like to give back in that regards, don't you?
We do. We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably will not be having visitors on campus while the kids are there for the fall. But there are lots of other ways to be involved. And so we do
Good.
welcome people in. Yeah.
All right. Sounds great. Well, thanks, Jessica. Well,
Yeah,
again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today and get some information out to our community. And good luck. And let us know if there's anything else we can do to help.
I will. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
So Clear Springs School, you guys, check it out, clearspringschool.org, and support them in any way you can. If you have the means to support them by buying iPads or any other needs that you'll see on their giving page, reach out to them and see if you can assist them in some way. And we thank them for being such a vital part of our community. A lot of the kids that have gone through the school system there have gone on to do great things. It's a quality school, and like Jessica said, it really is hands-on learning, and really a fabulous place here in town. And we are very, very lucky to have them in our community. Thanks for watching Eureka Springs channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.